Welcome back, troglodytes, to the Trogly's Guitar Show. We're finally at the part where companies send me stuff to review. Now, I wouldn't actually accept this stuff if I wasn't genuinely interested in this product. What we have in here is called a Fret Zealot, and I think we're gonna like it a lot. I had heard of this product shortly before they asked me to do a review on one, and from what I've seen, it looks like it's very similar to the Fretlight series of guitars, except for you can put it on about any guitar. Alright, first off, this box is actually really nice. I can't tell you how much stuff I buy that just has a cheap box. This one, it almost feels double-walled, but it's not. It's just a single-walled box. But I'm kind of freaky about stuff like that. I can appreciate good shipping materials. We've got some nice packing material in here. And here it is, the Fret Zealot. This is kind of cool. As you pull the box out, since this box inside is multiple colors, it changes the colors on the box. Alright, so this is the actual Fret Zealot system. It appears that you just install it on your guitar. It seems like it's gonna be pretty simple, but we'll see how that goes. They give you very clear instructions on how to do it as well. I'm not quite sure what this is at this time. It looks like it's maybe a stand for your phone, as this does work with an app, and they give you 3 Fret Zealot picks. This appears to be a micro USB cord and what appears to be your main power supply here. The next item is they give you a capo. That's pretty cool. I like my Thalia capos. I'll probably not use this, but it is nice that they do give it to you in case you do want it. They also have a sticker and an instruction manual. So all laid out here, this is everything that's in your $200 package that claims that it's going to teach you how to play guitar. Let's go ahead and get this installed on a Gibson Les Paul Studio. The first step is to loosen the strings. The next step is to clean your fretboard. So now our fretboard is clean from any dirt, grime, and anything else that might build up on your guitar over time. The next step is to fit the Fret Zealot system itself to check the spacing. I'm using a 24.75 inch scale Gibson. The company says it also fits on a 25.5, which is traditionally a Fender scale. So to do that, I guess we just take off this little plastic covering. You can see these little buttons that it kind of clips into. So very easy to get out. Now there's not really much to this. It kind of feels like a gel sticker. And on the back, it has 3M adhesive tape. So I don't think it's anything that's really gonna hurt your guitar in the long run. But let's go ahead and line this up with the top portion of our frets. You want this top part to be right under the nut, and then all of the LED strips should line up at the top of the rest of the frets. So now that we've got it lined up properly, I guess we just need to remove the masking tape on the back side of this and stick it on permanently. That actually came off a lot easier than I thought it was going to. To start the installation, this big black area is what's meant to go on the side of your fretboard. That kind of helps make it straighter to do, which I didn't realize at first. So this is kind of what it looks like when it's done. I didn't quite follow the instructions to a T. You can see it's not quite properly lined up, but I think it should be good enough to still allow us to play it. It's kind of curious that it only goes up to the 14th fret. It's a little bit of a shame that they didn't do the full fretboard length, but then they would have to sell 22 and 24 fret models. And the part that attaches to the side of the neck probably wouldn't do very well when it came up to the body right there. Earlier I said this was a capo. I'm not sure if you'd be able to use it as that or not, but this is what is intended to clip the battery onto the headstock. And then these wing nuts connect the battery pack to the capo. So now that is secure. This is your charging port that you can use your micro USB for, and then you'll plug this part into the Fret Zealot system. And then there's a little power switch on your power supply, so let's see if it works after all of that. Yes! For better effect here, you can see it in the dark. So let's go ahead and get our strings back on and see how the guitar plays now. The next step is then to go download their app on the App Store. So you do kind of have to have a cell phone for this to also work. And this is what the app looks like once you have it downloaded. I am a new user, so it's going to want me to sign up for an account. Once you've done that, it asks you if you've installed it or not. I'm guessing if you hit no, it'll take you to a screen that helps you to install it, but we have. And then it asks you if you're a lefty or a righty, and I am a righty. Alright, so now I'm ready to use it, I guess. We can play, learn, and have fun. We'll start with play. They really do have quite a large selection of stuff here, anywhere from like modern day metal to classic rock to just a bunch of different stuff, really. Let's check out some Ozzy Osbourne, since I am using a white Les Paul after all. Let's see how easy it is to uninstall it, because that's what I would worry about this whole process. And it appears it is very fragile. I actually broke it while uninstalling it. That's not so good. So I'm guessing that this isn't meant to be put on multiple guitars. It's supposed to be a one-time deal. I mean, if you're really careful, you might be able to get away with installing it on another guitar. As you can see, I just broke 2 of the strips off, so I don't even know if this will work at all at this point. So definitely start with your outer tab. So as you can see here, you've got some glue residue from it being on there. Honestly, that would probably oil and polish off just fine, but it might leave a forever mark on your fretboard. So definitely consider that and be very careful when taking it off your guitar. I would be interested to see if it affects the color of the finish. That's something I'm very worried about when it comes to the capo at the top of the headstock. Those are well known for discoloring the finish on a nitro finished guitar. Now that I've reinstalled it on the guitar, you can definitely tell that this is strictly meant to be a single use type thing. It doesn't really fit against the guitar anymore. The stickiness just isn't there. Alright, so I've got it reinstalled now. I accidentally broke 2 of the frets, so we're just gonna have to make do. I now have Paranoid on. So as you can see, as I play the song on the app, it just lights up on the guitar to help you visualize where it is. It also has the tablature displayed on the screen. You can also change the speed of it here on the app, and I think at this point, that's when you could actually learn. So let's switch over to the Learn station, and we'll take a look at the notes and scales. So from here, it lights up whatever scale you choose on the app. That's personally what is always intriguing about these guitars to me. Not necessarily learning songs, but learning your scales. I feel like these could really help because it's a lot easier than looking back and forth between a book when it's on your guitar. Another thing in the learning category is it'll show you the chords. I really like this feature. Let's turn it to something I don't necessarily know. It is the C sharp major, and on the app it shows you which finger to use, and then it lights it up on the fretboard. It's a little bit confusing having all these lights on here, but the red ones mean you don't play that string at all. Switch it to a D, it shows you that you should play these 2 open strings with those blue lights. And an F minor third. So I kind of like that feature of the Fret Zealot, is it's really easy to switch in between chords to learn them. I've had a few fret lights, and I always felt it was difficult to select all the different chords. This is actually a lot better. And for someone like me who's kind of just a novice at guitar, it's really nice to be able to just go in here and be like, well, what on earth is a 5 flat in the 9th voicing of the G chord? As well as seeing where the chords get moved up the neck. And under fun, there's just a feature that makes it go berserk like this. It's called Bolt. There's also rainbow, which personally this is what I would use on stage. There's also sparkler for 4th of July like things. Honestly, this is the most fun I've had with this guitar. And if you can't choose, there is a random setting. So this is the Fret Zealot. I've had experience with the fret light, and now I've had experience with this. I think what the Fret Zealot has going for it is it can be installed on any guitar. That way, if you want a guitar that's a little higher end than what Fret Light can offer, you can still get the guitar you want, but still have the learning technology behind it. I mean, at this point in time, Fret Zealot is very new. They're just starting out. I'm sure the app will get better and better as it goes. They advertise it as really easy to install, and it is easy to install, but it's also very easy to break it. So definitely be careful when installing this, because if you don't get it right the first time, it doesn't really stick again. This one's kind of coming up a lot, and it's a shame that I didn't even get to use it. So definitely follow those instructions to a T. If I had purchased this for $200, I'd be very disappointed that I broke it trying to install it. So installed properly, I definitely think this is an interesting concept. However, I think this is still in its infancy, and there are definitely improvements that could be made. Because while playing the guitar, this does kind of get in the way. It feels a little bit sticky, which can make it a little bit hard to learn. But on the other hand, if you're learning guitar, odds are you're not sliding up and down the neck very fast, so that's kind of a moot point. So if you're interested in checking out a Fret Zealot for yourself, feel free to check out the link in the description. I definitely think it's a good product. Just get it installed professionally or buy one of their guitars that already has it installed on it. As far as the software goes, it definitely works the way I would expect it to, and it's a good learning tool. So I hope you Troglodytes enjoyed this episode of the Fret Zealot, and we will see you on the next one. Take care.